Speed, thank you so much for visiting Ethiopia. And most of all, thank you so much for visiting Africa.
Country properly. This is the ultimate body. We said no lethal weapons. This is cheating.
I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy because like I'm so glad I'm black, bro. I'm like I'll be just smiling, like I'm just so happy I'm black, bro. Like real shit. Like shout out to everybody, but I'm happy to be black, man. I ain't gonna.
Listen, I'm very happy that Speed, the streamer Speed, has went to Africa and done his IRL stream there. I'm very happy that there are a lot of people that are having realizations and changed minds about Africa and how.
Fortunately, we're all just waiting for Speed to get to North Africa to see what's going to happen. North Africa, this is your time to prove us all wrong.
Listen, ISHOWSPEED is in Egypt right now and he's touring the pyramids. People are talking about Ethiopia still. I learned they said Tanzania are calling for ISHOWSPEED to also come to Tanzania and showcase Tanzania. Tanzania is a very beautiful country. And AKON has something to say. AKON has something to say, and I think it is very, very important for Africans to listen to this. And also there is a lady that is saying that if we want all of Africa to modernize, then we are going to be losing our culture. I don't know what you think about this. Listen, I have something to say at the end of the video, so let's go into the videos. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe.
This world is all about branding and marketing. The number one branders in the universe is the United States. They made United States seem like it's the best place in the world to be. It's the land of the free, home of the brave. I go there to find and chase my dreams. We have to be able to tell our own stories. Directors, filmmakers, entertainers, it's gonna be clearly, and the press, it's gonna be your job to redefine how people think about Africa. Because you're here, you see what's going on. You clearly can see in a vivid picture the good, the bad, and the ugly. What you choose to put out there is what the world is gonna get. Because I can tell you right now, in Chicago alone, there's more people dying in Chicago than there was in the war in Iraq. But you would never see that. There's a lot of things that's happening in the US that you would never see because they choose to show you what they want you to see. It's about country integrity. You have a certain reputation you have to keep. No one puts their family business out into the street. One of the problems we have in Africa is that when something happens, the press is quick to put out negative energy and quick to put out a negative story. And then that story goes on to internet and other broadcasting systems take it and they post it. So when you look at places like Kenya, for instance, that I know of, maybe what, 2 terrorist attacks, but it was everywhere. So now people was afraid to go to Kenya because somebody shot up the mall. But then when you look online, there was over 25,000 attacks in the US, but you only knew about maybe 5 or 6. So we have to really rebrand. And then when you look at how the world perceives Africa, they're right. You know, you see zebras, lions, tigers, bears. Oh my. You get to the point where you think Africa's just a big jungle. The images that they're showing of Africa is historical images. This is way before civilization. This is when they were still, you know, battling with spears, like times of Shaka Zulu. No, I'm serious. But then when you look at the US, they're showing Superman, Batman, you know? Where is our Superman? Where is our, like, Shaka Zulu should be a superhero today.
Speed, thank you so much for visiting Ethiopia. And most of all, thank you so much for visiting Africa. I know you changed the perspective of many people on how they view the motherland. Thank you for showing the beauty, the culture, and the energy of Africa to the world. I know your time was limited in Ethiopia, but I challenge you and the whole world to come back and see Ethiopia and its historical treasures. Visit the Grand Renaissance Dam, the ancient Lalibela and Aksum, the rock-hewn churches, the celebrations of Epiphany and Ethiopian Christmas, the oldest mosque in Africa, Al-Najashi, the Battle of Adwa sites, and many more. You've opened the door. Now come experience the rest. Bye, Speed.
ISHOWSPEED made it to Ethiopia. We got to see Ethiopia at night, and it is beautiful. Not only that, Ethiopia is literally in a different timeline. It's still 2018 in Ethiopia. I have so many questions about the Ethiopian calendar. How does it work? Does the Ethiopian calendar also have 12 months? Does the Ethiopian calendar also have 7 days a week? I need to stop thinking about it, or else it's going to be the only thing I'm going to talk about in this video. So I'm going to talk about the energy in Ethiopia. And let me tell you this, the energy in Ethiopia was electric. This girl embodied the energy of Ethiopia. This girl carried. Before talking about anything, we need to acknowledge the Ethiopian bodies. That's what we're gonna do now, because this right here is a diabolical lineup. Why do you put so many bodies in one place? Did anybody tell y'all that this was a friendly competition? Why y'all putting out Miss Global? Why? We said no lethal weapons. This woman is stunning. She is representing the beauty of the country properly. This is the ultimate body. We said no lethal weapons. This is cheating. This lady, gorgeous. Right here, I only have 2 questions. Whose mama is this? Do you need a stepfather? Fine. If this is your mama, I want you to tell your mama that she is fine. Somebody told me that these ladies right here are legendary. Legendary with gold medals. I just want to know one thing. What are their names? Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Who's this girl? Why is she vibe? She is such a vibe. She just came in with so much energy and just took the stream by storm. We all got questions about this. Okay, we need to know. Do y'all just eat raw meat, or do you put stuff on it? Do you put spices on it? Do you put some chili on it? Do you put some oil? Do you put some herb? We need to know. Y'all have planted 48 billion trees? Is that true? If it is, how? How long did it take to plant 48 billion trees? I am truly amazed by this. I knew a little bit about Ethiopia because I have a lot of Ethiopian followers, and I talk to them. They tell me a few things here and there about Ethiopia, but I never truly got to experience Ethiopia this close. And for me, this was a wonderful experience. The energy in Ethiopia was electric. Ethiopia is so beautiful, and I'm so happy that I got to look at it this closely.
Y'all, I'm gonna be honest, like seeing Speed in Addis living his best life literally makes me so happy. Like, it's crazy. Like, Speed really showed up to Ethiopia and has shut it down. Like, met his Ethiopian brother, and then like the city, the culture showed out. Like, you guys fed him in Jada, had him try Boone. Like, y'all put him on game. You know what I mean? He went to the highest building and did a drone shot. Like, Ethiopia really showed out for Speed's Africa tour. And I'm just so grateful to be Habesha, you know? Like, I wish he could go to Eritrea.
Hi guys, I'm in the mood to yap, so let's yap. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the ISHOWSPEED videos in Africa, but I have, and I've been seeing some responses from fellow African Americans in the US. Fun fact, I was born in the Republic of Mali, but I grew up in the US. So a lot of my teachings has like a Western background, but being from a West African family, I feel like I have a unique perspective and experience. So anyways, so this video I'll play for you guys of this African American man crying because he...
Man, this whole time, bro, they made us fucking think Africa was such a poor country, bro.
He feels like he's been lied to about Africa, and he has this yearning to go to Africa and experience Africa. And I hate saying Africa because, like, mind you, there's more than 40 countries in Africa, and Africa is not monolithic. And I want to talk about this issue because when I saw the video, I was so irritated. Guys, I was so annoyed because when I first came to America and I was in elementary school, I got into my first fight ever. And mind you, I do not fight. I'm not a fighter. I got into my first fight ever because so many of my classmates, and mind you, I went to predominantly African American elementary school. So many of my classmates would bully me because they felt like I was inferior to them because I was African. And, you know, I had to protect myself. But anyways, and then in middle school, people would ask me dumb questions like, do you fly helicopters to school every day? Are there elephants and lions in your backyard? How do you get water? Just dumbass questions. Excuse my language. And I remember I got into a long argument with this guy who was telling me that Africa is basically monolithic, where there's just safari and deserts and animals roaming everywhere, because that's what he has seen on the documentary channels. And I was sitting here, an African who was born in Africa, who has family in Africa, and he would not listen to me. And it used to irritate me so bad, I was just like, he's just so ignorant, And then I got to high school and college, I'm more mature now, and I've been learning a lot about, just like Africa and what it means to be African and from the diaspora. And I just want to say that I have so much sympathy for those people now, especially like African Americans who are, crying because they realize that the reality that they've been taught about Africa is a lie. And I say this because I feel like this is such an important time for us.
I may be alone on this, but I don't think that we should all be so excited that Africa is so modern based on what they're seeing on ISHOWSPEED's world tour. And I say we shouldn't be excited that Africa is so modern because a lot of times when countries are so modernized, they absolutely lose their identity. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've been to a city or country in Europe and I don't know the difference between one or the other, or even the US. So there's certain things that I think should be modernized about Africa. For example, there should be areas like for transportation that are modern, right? And then healthcare, there should be aspects of healthcare that are modernized. But I also think that we should keep traditional medicine because there are certain things about traditional culture and medicine that should be valued. Something else that is bothering me is I don't mind that we're seeing all the skyscrapers and all the mansions, and that's what a lot of people are excited about. However, it makes it so that Africa just looks like every other country in the world. The essence of a country, their community, their culture is really embedded in their uniqueness. What is the point if countries in Africa or cities just look like every European country because they have a skyscraper or any Western culture? So I don't know. I'm a little bit on the fence about that. I think technology is great, but I also think, do we really need Wi-Fi in the village? I mean, the point of being in the village, like I know people need to talk to their parents, their cousins, their aunties that are in the village. I get it. But I just don't know if every modern Western technology is something that we should be implementing in a space that is so rich in culture. Like, we need to be preserving the huts, the farms, the villages, all of that. Because, I mean, these are things that we want to go back to. Those are things that make the continent unique and exciting. Like, we would want to go back and see that. And if you go back home and all you see is the same Western modern amenities, great, but then it just makes it seem like you went from one city to the next, as opposed to one country that is unique in culture, food, people, from one to the other. And I feel like part of this is also a result of globalization and the internet wave, and everyone seeing everything in every country through the internet, so they're able to change how they behave, what they eat, how they act, the things that they build based on influences from other countries.
Breaking news, Tanzania minister is begging ISHOWSPEED to go to Tanzania, but Tanzania is not on the 20 African country list which ISHOWSPEED is planning to visit, and this is why. So right now, ISHOWSPEED is in Ethiopia, and let me tell you, he is receiving a lot of love, more than he did in Kenya. Can you imagine this? In less than 1 hour, he had 9 million views. On top of that, he got over 400,000 subscribers. Can you imagine this? But the worst thing about Ethiopia is that they were trying to scam him. These women, they had no shame. They were trying to scam ISHOWSPEED in front of hundreds of thousands of people watching. Apart from that, every other thing was perfect. I learned a lot of things about Ethiopia that I had no idea of. So this is why ISHOWSPEED is not going to Tanzania. First of all, Tanzania, they don't speak English. Kenya have tried to talk to Tanzania so that they can learn English, so that for opportunities like this, But they say no. Can you imagine this? They ask Kenya, are we going to eat English? Why do you want us to learn English? Are we going to eat English? Can you imagine this? When Kenya asked them to learn English, they say like we are disturbing them. And now they are losing a very good opportunity to showcase their own tourism. That is a lot of things to see in Tanzania.
After Ethiopians succeeded to portray the beauty of their culture, how diverse their culture is, and how multicolored their culture, their traditions, their ways are during ISHOWSPEED stream in Ethiopia yesterday, precisely in Addis Ababa, many visitors now want to visit Ethiopia. I thought I was the only one who is eager to want to visit Ethiopia, but it seems like I'm not the only one because DDG, the top American rapper, YouTuber, and one of the biggest streamers in the world, is set to visit Ethiopia. Look at what he wrote on his Twitter account, now called X account. Look at what he wrote. He so badly wants to visit Ethiopia. Now, this DDG of a person, aside all the amazing qualities I have labeled him to be, he is as well topping in as a huge mentor to ISHOWSPEED. Now, are things adding up? That simply means that the more the visitors come, the more touristic funds the country is definitely going to be benefiting from, and the more the country grows. Only Ethiopia could pull this through. I'm amazed. I'm excited. I love this for you all Ethiopians. Thank you guys for welcoming ISHOWSPEED in the most iconic way. You all are blessed. Ethiopia is a blessed land, and may you all keep thriving, keep getting bigger and better. The sky is your starting point. There is no stopping anytime soon. Ethiopia, we love you and we appreciate you.
So I'm hearing that I am a superstar in Africa. Like, people see my face and they know exactly who I am in Africa. And if that's true, I don't know what to say. Just me being myself and showing true emotion as a man made me become a superstar. And it's not that I didn't want to blow up or didn't want to be seen. It's just that I wasn't expecting it to be this big. And I've been invited to every single country in Africa. Every single live I've been on, I've been invited to every single country. I just want to say thank you. December 1st, I will be in Africa. I swear to you. Thank you so much.
People want my opinion on Speed's Ethiopia stream. I'm gonna keep it very plain and simple. Speed is having a spiritual awakening on this entire tour. Seeing that stream in Ethiopia, that guy with the afro, whoever that guy is, we need to find out who that guy is. The dude with the afro, they were having a whole spiritual exchange, and it was beautiful. And we're seeing him have this spiritual awakening in front of the entire world. And I love that for him. That Ethiopia stream, that one hit a little different. I won't lie. Beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful dark-skinned, melanated people at that. Shout out to Ethiopia. Love you guys. I have plenty of Ethiopian friends. I think you guys are just amazing, beautiful. The food is amazing. Yeah, that was a really good stream.
There's something very important I want to share with you guys right now. First, watch this.
It's time for Africa.
ISHOWSPEED is so happy in Africa. And I think the reason why he's so happy is because, as a black man, if you have the opportunity to show Africa to the whole world and to change all the wrong narratives about Africa, that alone can bring you all the peace and happiness you need in your life. And that's what I wish for ISHOWSPEED. What he has done for Africa is so massive. So massive. Peace out. Let's go.
Babatunde, what is this? Deji, You don't understand. Speed is about to free all Africans from the damage KSI and Deji did to our childhoods. If you were born in the UK and you went to a primary or secondary school that wasn't in a predominantly black area, you know what I'm talking about. They say this every time, and there is only two people, well, mainly one person to blame, and it's KSI. Speed, you have a lot to do, bro. This guy could restore the reputation of Africa, because right now people just think Africa is a mud hut. I went to Nigeria last month. Tell me why someone asked me if I have water. What are we doing? Like, come on, like, Speed, please, bro. Please, I'm begging you. Restore Africa's name, please, as a whole continent of countries, please. God have mercy if I have water.
I'll be honest, this ISHOWSPEED Africa tour, I'm proud. As an African, I'm so glad that he's done this, I'll be real, because the amount of ignorant people that we've got in the UK and the US that just think Africa is full of mud huts and just nonsense, bro. Until he's gone there now and he's shown you how much love and how much spirit and liveliness there is in that continent. Not even just the country, the whole continent itself. Like, bro, people really think Africa is just all poor and... I can't lie, Speed. When he gets to Nigeria and Ghana and Ivory Coast, that's where the real party's gonna start. You lot wait.
Nigerian guys, so we all know that Kenya is the capital of Africa. But then we have to agree, let's just call a spade a spade. Ethiopia is more beautiful than Kenya. Like, let's just not blindfold the eye and let's just say the truth. And Ethiopia is more beautiful than Kenya. Yeah, and in fact, our Speed had the most subscribers during his stream in Ethiopia than Kenya. Yeah, there was just a small margin, but they're the best. They're the most subscribers during his stream in Ethiopia. But anyway, in terms of aura, they can't beat us.
Listen, I'm very happy that Speed, the streamer Speed, has went to Africa and done his IRL stream there. I'm very happy that there are a lot of people that are having realizations and changed minds about Africa and how beautiful it is, and the fact that Africans do not hate us, the fact that we need to build a bridge and unite the nations, African Americans in Africa. We've been needing to fix that relationship. We've been needing to mend that wound. But y'all have to also understand.
Now, I was even shocked. I was even shocked to know that Addis Ababa, that every street on Addis Ababa is named after every African country. This is crazy. So they make you to feel like when you come to Ethiopia, you need to feel at home. Like if you visit Addis Ababa, you feel at home. So I can just go to Addis Ababa and I decide that, okay, no, I'm going to visit Uganda. It's just a street. This is nice. This is nice. This is really people promoting Africa, you know. That's great. That's great. That's nice. I love that, bro. Love that.
Have y'all seen ISHOWSPEED streaming in Africa so far? Now, before, I would never watch these streams, but what I'm seeing right now is exactly what we should be seeing. This is the best stream I have seen from him so far, right? When he got in Europe, they threw fucking bananas at him. They did monkey impersonations and threw bananas at him multiple times. In Africa, where they're trying to say that these people are uncivilized, they have treated him better than anybody else have treated him. They were giving this man cotton and throwing bananas at him. And then you seen people literally trying to defend this, talking about that happens everywhere. No, it doesn't. It happens with Europeans and descendants of Europeans. That's where it happens a lot. It is being a racist is not a normal action.
Let's talk Speed again. The more countries Speed is visiting in Africa, the crazier the online things I see. There was this guy, he was saying, whoa, they don't live in clays and huts. This Black American guy.
Bro, Africa got buildings. They got power. Not yet. They got power. Swear on everything, bro. I thought it was just clay and tribes and tents, bro.
And I think he was an influencer of some sort as well. And I was like, really? So you don't have any friends that are from the African continent, and then you don't ask them how their life is, or like Google or YouTube some things about African countries, assuming you know that Africa is a continent and not a country, you know, because that's even the main issue. That's the first issue. And yes, we have been brainwashed in the West. Also in Europe. I'm from Europe. I'm not from America. I've lived in America. I know American culture. But yes, that has happened. But it's up to you to know and to research and to travel. It was 18 years ago for me that I went to the African continent for the first time. I went to Senegal, 2008. I just came back from Ghana, and like I've lived there for 2.5 years. I go back and forth. I do business in Ghana. But anyway, I will organize this amazing masterclass tomorrow evening if you want to be there, because I talk about what ISHOWSPEED does and how it's changing the world as a content creator. Send me a DM or a comment gold.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful people, beautiful culture, very delicious food. Oh my God. The love in Africa is real. The love in Africa is so real. That's how we love ourselves in Africa. Share the love and don't forget to follow me, okay?
And another thing, all the African women I've seen in ISHOWSPEED videos are all beautiful. All of them are pretty. It doesn't matter. Like, even the one that had braces on, she's beautiful in South Africa. And the girl he took the number from, she's beautiful. The girls he sat beside and tried to get their numbers, is beautiful. The Eswatini girls are beautiful. The Zimbabwean girls are beautiful. Oh my God, the Johannesburg, like, and it's not just beauty. Some of them have body, so it's body and beauty. Man, Africa just seems lit. Joburg in Zimbabwe has been the littest so far. Like, I'd go party in Joburg first and then Zimbabwe, because I think Zimbabwe music sounds similar to Jamaican music, but my God, Africa is lit.
Not everybody is thinking how you're thinking and going, oh, why didn't they just look it up? People have looked it up, and guess what they showed us? The fucking huts and the shit. Like, Google does not work the same here. There's propaganda in everything. Like, I understand how it would feel to hear someone denounce their, heritage, where they come from, and feel hurt by that. But it's not okay to spread that hurt back to people who never felt that way in the beginning, who never said that, and then, I don't know, hoping something good comes out of that. But I really want to speak on the fact that people keep saying this shit and like being so fucking mean to people who they're assuming just didn't know Africa was all this and that just because of speed stream. Yes, it's justifiable to be upset that someone had stereotypes about your country like forever and just didn't go look up why that wasn't the truth. But it's like you're ignoring the fact of what propaganda even is, why it actually works. Like, no, people aren't just putting up characters or pictures and going, this is Africa, and people just believed it. No, like, it takes years and decades of influencing an entire fucking country of people to think a certain way, and then expecting them to just be able to look it up and then think differently. Like, no, it's just hard to convey to other people who aren't American, because America is so warped and fucked up in what they've done to everybody here. I have to tell someone how the fucking algorithm works, because it's like, y'all act like algorithms don't exist, like there isn't implicit bias in these algorithms in every single app. Why do you think colorism and racism still goes on? Because people get shown what they want to see. If people don't know what they want to see, the algorithm will just create it for them, what they want them to see. So yes, a lot of people did not fucking know or know to look up, or wasn't going about their day going, I wonder what Africa really looks like. The problem isn't that. The problem is why it was initially shown at Perspectives in the first place. Why was that only shown? That's not our fault. We didn't choose for that to have to be the only thing shown to us. Blame fucking America. Blame white America. Why are you blaming the people who are also victims of the census system? And not the motherfuckers who created it. My guy, you have the wrong person. Your enemy is over there. So it's like, it's so frustrating because people like to ignore the nuance of so many like the topics that they're talking about. Like the topics you're talking about, you can't just sit there and say that because it's deeper than that. Like, it's not something you can just throw inside of a comment section and then hope everybody fucking gets. Bro, this is why people make videos. If you actually want to talk about the topic of FBAs and educate people, make fucking videos on that. Educate the people of America. Put America in your bio. You're probably not even doing that. Like, I don't know. Y'all are blaming people as if we're all a monolith, but you don't want to be treated like a monolith. I don't know. I just think it's dumb.
ISHOWSPEED's journey through Africa proves this so-called divide between Black Americans and Africa, it was never real. It was only misrepresented. Go ahead and follow this page. I'm about to break something down. Last year, there were a lot of online conversations pitting Black Americans against Africans. Africans claimed we didn't know where we came from and we didn't know our tribe. And Black Americans explained after being in America for 400 years, America is our tribe. I even did a video. Check this clip.
We are natural born American citizens. We've been here for 4 or 5 centuries, 400 years plus, and we still not identifying as Americans. We're not Africans. That's why they come over here and they feel so comfortable with disrespecting us because they think they super Africans, right? And we the little peon Africans because they got the direct source of the motherland and they know where they come from and they roots and all that stuff. Of course you do. One generation ago, you got here yesterday. You are the true African American Africans. Y'all come here from Ghana, from Senegal, from wherever, Ethiopia, whatever. Y'all come here and you get your citizenship or plant your roots, whatever. You're Africans - Americans, African Americans. Black Americans are not Africans. I don't have no Africans in my family, period. I'm from California. My dad is from California. My grandma's from Wichita, Kansas. My great-grandma's from Wichita, Kansas. I can go back generations of Americans.
I felt angry that Black Americans were being attacked because I know we are so much more than our tribe of origination. And now to see streamer ISHOWSPEED visiting Africa, going to all of the different countries, he is showing the generosity and the big heart that Black Americans have towards Africa and Africans. This guy has a huge platform. He did not have to go to Africa, but he made the choice to put Africa out there on an even bigger stage. That is the heart that most Black Americans have. And to that I say, many Black Americans do not identify with a tribe from Africa, but that doesn't mean that we don't have love for Africans. And so that's one to grow on. Let me know what you think. Peace. See you next time.
Greetings, how you guys doing today? I just saw this wonderful video of ISHOWSPEED in Ethiopia and in Africa. Actually, I was really looking at these videos and enjoying them for what they are. And this young man, he's making history, and I think nobody's reporting it like in the media sense in the United States. But what he's doing is incredible. It's incredible because he's capturing the real feeling, the interaction with African people. And as you already know, especially for our African American brothers and sisters, there is this stereotype that Africa do not like Black people from America, or they don't welcome them. Like, it's the most absurd and shocking and unfounded lie that's perpetrated in order to keep us from inviting people from America, especially Black people, to come and invest and use the resources, live there, retire. Africa is a heaven. It is actually have a lot of great things to offer for our African American brothers. And then African American brothers and sisters have trillions of dollars of buying power. And imagine when you find that beautiful continent that welcome you and accept you and have that kind of money to invest, it's going to make a real huge difference in the world. And that's why they perpetrated all these hate and all these tales that have unfounded, as if like African Americans are not welcomed in Africa. So countries try to change that stereotype for a long time. For example, Ghana do like a diaspora land. Like if you're an African American and go to Ghana, they'll give you a land and welcome you. And every different countries, people do extra things just to welcome people from United States. First, because African Americans are Africans and they have a right to live in and to flourish in Africa just like anybody else. But right now, there are a lot of people who are not African Americans or coming and investing in Africa, but telling this story to African Americans as if they're not going to come to keep them away from Africa, from the land. And I did many interviews for many years, and I talked about how important this is, how important it is for African Americans to know that Africa is welcoming them and giving them an opportunity to come and claim their ancestors' land and actually use their knowledge, their talent, and the knowledge and the skills that actually change the world to come home to Africa. And really, like, it's really, it always pains me when I go to Africa and see it, and I said, oh my God, I wish they knew. I wish they knew how great Africa is, what kind of opportunity we have here. And now, young guy from Cincinnati, Ohio, break the dam, and he basically showing the world to African Americans how much Africans love African Americans, how much you're welcoming them. This is not scripted. This is not by design. He's walking on the street and meet people hugging them and kissing them and touching them, and they just like, yeah, I know the touch is always associated to something bad here, but in Africa, it's not. People actually come and say hello to you. They give you, a high five. They hug you, and they also give you what they feel exactly. That there is no fakeness there. It's really incredible to experience when you go there. I'm just saying that these young men showed the world how much African Americans are welcomed in Africa, how much they're loved in Africa, and I hope he also showed a lot of other great things, which is how beautiful Africa is. And I remember him talking about before he left to Africa, saying like, do they have internet? Do they have Wi-Fi? And now like he don't even have any problem. I actually goes to Africa and I'm like, what is going on here? Like Africa is growing fast. It's growing fast, and it's incredible. The weather is incredible. The land is beautiful. The people are beautiful and kind and nice. So why not give it a try? Next time you travel to another part of the world, go to Africa. Take your family and show them the land, and you might also fall in love just like I show water, because Africa's welcoming. Africa is great. And I'm from Ethiopia originally, and I saw some videos today that I'm pretty much sure people are not translating it right. For example, when he's wearing these monkey hair things, and he said monkey tribes or something like that. The guy said something like that. 100% say something like that in a video that I saw. I was just laughing because these are the war strategies. Ethiopians, when they fight against colonialists, they use different strategies like that to like basically camouflage themselves when they fight, and these are cultural things. The people you see in there dancing, they're from Oromo tribe, and they Oromo nation. They're like really that's how they show their strengths. They're known for their cavalry. When the Italians come, they fight. And then when he passed and moved from that, and they start seeing the young ladies like screaming, and the guys were yelling at him. That is called fukara. It's an Amharic term. It's a culture of Amhara, which is to basically flex yourself to go to war. And that's what they're doing. They're inviting him to have shown him that he's part of the culture. And so when she say, "Who the hell are you?" that is not a negative term. It is actually for him to say, "I am ISHOWSPEED, I'm here with you." He didn't know the culture. He didn't do that. But that's what she was doing. It is actually a show of love and respect, and it's a great honor for him to do that. And we lived with this, like the design I wear, which I designed myself. It's the same thing he have right now. The hair and the shield and the horse, the cavalry. this is the culture that lived for many, many years. And there's a lot you can uncover in Ethiopia. There are a lot of tribes, there are a lot of different culture, beautiful dance. And I see him dancing Tigrinya, I see him dancing Amharic, I see him dancing Oromia. And all of these, it shows you the tapestry of what Ethiopia is, what Africa is. And when he was with Masai and all of that. And the other very interesting thing is his exposure to these countries is incredible. Like in Ethiopia, you have like 47 million people tuned in Africa, and in Kenya with like 46 million, and Mozambique. It's like, it just continues. This is incredible. It's showing the world what Africa really is. The landscape, the beauty. You know, like people are not throwing spears and stones anymore. People have freeways and the skyscrapers and amazing airports, great pilots. You know, remember when that nonsense happened? He's like, are you sure you want to fly with a black pilot? Ethiopian Airlines has all black people in there, the top airlines in the world, and the #1 African country in the flight and planes. They're also the great customers of Boeing, which helps us here too. So, basically, this young man is not only showing Africa, he's actually breaking the chain of ignorance, continuously showing what people are doing. I have many videos that I watched on TikTok. People are like, nobody told me what this is Africa. But that's what Africa is. Of course, you go to Africa, you find rural areas. Of course, you go to Africa, you find places that have problems, but every country have them. And I think for anyone, if you see this, go invest in Africa. And I remember when last time in 2019, when I went back to Africa, I ran into an NBA player, D West. He used to be playing for Warriors, and I think he also a champion, great guy. He was telling me about investing. He was telling me that he's investing in Africa for water, for solar energy and things like that. That's what we need. We need people that African Americans who have money and wealth go and work with the governments in Africa and invest and be like ISHOW Water. Africa is welcoming you. Peace.
Listen, Ethiopia is a special country. Ethiopia is a very, very special country for Africans. Maybe we've not realized it, but I think Ethiopia is a very special country for Africans. Because if God allowed the Italians to conquer Ethiopia, that would have been very bad for Africans. But God, I think, intentionally allowed Ethiopians to conquer these Italians and left that light for us. That is a light for us. That is a light. Ethiopia is the light for us Africans to regain our power as black people. The Ethiopian calendar today is 13 months. It's not 12. And the reason why I have trust and believe in the Ethiopian calendar is that how can you tell me? We all went to school. We all went to school and we learned about polygons. We were taught that oct, sept is 7, oct is 8, dec is what? Dec is 10. So why is it that December is the 12th month? Why is it that October is the 10th month? Why is it that September is the 9th month? Think about it. September should be the 7th month. October should be the 8th month. December should be the 10th month. So there are a lot of things that I think the African Union can do if they can allow or make sure Africans get to learn everything about the Ethiopian history in our schools. It will really go far to help us as black people because we need it. And I will really wish Africans use the Ethiopian calendar than using the other ones that we currently use. I will be so happy to see something like that because honestly, Africans, we have lost a lot, and I think Ethiopia should be the light for us to regain our power as Africans. To regain our power as Africans, we really need this. We really need this as Africans. And the lady talking about Tanzania calling ISHOWSPEED, I don't know. Tanzania is a very beautiful country, but I don't know why ISHOWSPEED did not choose that country. They have Zanzibar, beautiful country. Tanzania could have been one of the countries that could have also made headlines but I don't know why they didn't choose that place. And the lady talking about if we modernize the whole of Africa, we are going to lose our culture. I don't think so, honestly. For me, I don't think we are going to lose our culture, because Africans, we still love our culture and we are still practicing it. We are still practicing it, and I don't think we are going to lose it. What AKON said, listen, 100% agree. I 100% agree with him, because the America that we see, it's all about branding. So if every African content creator, if every African media house is going to project Africa in a positive light, it will do us so much good than harm. Thank you so much for watching.